There, in this tutorial I'm going to discuss about creating Edge subscription in Edge Transport Server 2010. So what basically this Edge subscription is all about. Now let's find out about understanding about Edge subscription here. In Edge subscription, particularly when you deploy the Edge Transport Server in your organization's perimeter network, and in perimeter network, basically this particular Edge Transport Server will not be the part of your Active Directory. It will not be the part of Active Directory forest. It means it will be a workgroup network, part of a perimeter network, designed to minimize the attack surface. The Edge Transport Server handles all internet-facing mail flow and provides SMTP relay, smart host for the Exchange organization. So it's basically designed for the attack surface, and server handles all internet-facing mail flow, and additional layers of message protection and security are provided by a series of agents that run on the Edge Transport Server, act on messages as they are processed by the message transport components. These agents support for features that provide protection against virus and spam and apply transport rules to control message flow. So basically when you talk about the Edge subscription, or basically you talk about the Edge Transport Server, when you create an Edge Transport Server, you need to have the Edge subscription involved as well, because unless you are not validate your Edge Transport Server, since it's not a part of your domain, it will not able to, or a hub transport server will not able to know which Edge Transport Server is duty for the security purpose. When hub transport server allowed to have its own mail flow. So in that mail flow, if you already have an Edge Transport Server, then you have to have the Edge subscription, and through the Edge subscription, the hub transport server will be able to know that which particular Edge Transport Server will process the security concern of a mail flow of hub transport server. When you talk about more, when creating Edge subscription is totally optional. Subscribing an Edge Transport Server to Exchange organization provides a simpler management experience for the administrator and enhance the available anti-spam features. So what anti-spam feature your organization going to have, it will enhance that. You must create an Edge subscription if you plan to use recipient lookup or selfless aggregation, or if you plan to have secure SMTP connections with partner domains by using mutual transport layer security. So it's totally about the spam and the mail flows which the organization face. Sometimes when you know that which organization in internal network, everything is validated, everything is valid, everything is okay for you. But when it comes to the mail coming from outside, the mail flow coming from outside, you have to secure that. In that case, the Edge subscription is allowed, because if, for example, you have the partner domain or a different domain of the same organization, in that case, Edge subscription will know that particularly this particular Edge Transport Server is let you have the enhanced spam feature, and through Edge subscription, Hub Transport Server will know that this particular server, the Edge server, is working through to make a safe conversation with the partner domain. Now, when you talk about the Edge subscription, you need to create a firewall. In that case, you have to create a rules for firewall, exclusions in firewall. Now, when you talk about the SMTP 25 TCP here, it has to be has to be in the bidirectional, the TCP, SMTP, and the 25 port, and rest of the port will be throughout the edge transport server. So this particular port, the 50389, 6363389, it has to be it has to be towards the edge transport server. It means these particular port numbers have to be exclusion is required for the firewalls. Now in this way, what exactly we're going to create through how we're going to configure edge subscription. Now, as we all know that we have two firewalls, one is external firewall, another is internal firewall, and hub transport server, and between internet and hub transport server there will be an edge transport server as well. The edge transport server will be a middle of between internet to hub. In that case, you have to generate one edge subscription XML file, and that file will be imported to hub transport server. So in that case, it will bypass your mail flow towards the edge transport server and then to the internet. So this will be required, and that's why the exclusions and firewalls is needed, because the firewalls are required as it's a part of the hub transport server, and it's between internet and the hub transport server. That's why the exclusion, the by default exclusions require on it, and if it's by default already there, then no problem. But if it's not, then you have to make sure the firewall exclusions are added. Now let's move to our edge transport server and find out more how to create edge subscription. Now I'm in edge transport server, and we have already installed edge transport server. Let's find it out how exactly the prerequisite was. And remember, this particular machine edge transport server is not a part of your domain, the Active Directory forest. So when you go through the fully qualified name of the computer here, when you go to properties, you will find out that although the computer name is Edge01, but you do need to have the DNS suffix as well. So it's a part of a word group, and DNS suffix, in this case we have added techengineertv.in because the techengineertv.in is in our environment, and basically all our hub transport and the entire forest is created as per the techengineertv.in. So when you go through DNS lookup, and when I'm trying to resolve the name of Exchange Server 1, which is in this case my Exchange server is the fully qualified domain name exchangeserver1.techengineertv.in, you can see the name is able to resolve. The entries are there, the address it's mentioning because two LAN cards are there, 10.10.10.1 and 1.1.1.1. So this is why it's able to resolve. When you go through our hub transport server, this is basically we are reached in Exchange server, and when I'm currently in Exchange server now, which is a mixture of a mailbox, client access, and the hub transport. When you go through, when you click on NS lookup, and when you try to resolve the host name edge01.techengineertv.in, you can see the IP it's mentioning 10.10.10.20. So you can very much able to understand that this particular machine is now resolving. And how it's resolving, you have to make an entry, a static entry, and a DNS. So when you click on the forward lookup zone, which is techengineertv.in, and in that case when you check it out, the host in this way is already registered. We have already put the host, and this is how you can right click and go to the new host, you can add more and more hosts as per your requirement in the network. We have already added the host. Now what we're going to do, we are going to move to our Edge Transport server once again, and currently we will be in the Exchange server 1.techengineertv.in, and you can check it out, the machine Exchange server 1.techengineertv.in. One command we're going to add is set-transport config space hyphen internal SMTP and internal SMTP servers and the IP address of Exchange server here. So I'm adding 10.10.10.1 as per my network. So this is for the SMTP configuration, set transport configuration. We are adding the internal SMTP server is 10.10.10.1. So you can see the command has successfully run. Now it's time to move to Edge Transport server, where we're going to create an XML file of Edge subscription. So our first part of EMS has been done. We have done through the SMTP server. This command has been run. Okay, so currently I'm in the Edge Transport server, and the scope, you can check it out in the machine. It has been changed to Edge 01, so that proves that I'm currently in the Edge Transport server. Now the command to create the XML file, the subscription XML file, so new -edge subscription, new -edge subscription space hyphen file name, and file name in that case I'm adding in quotes C drive, double quotes, the double / edge subscription dot XML. When I hit enter, so it will create the subscription file, Edge subscription file, and the file will be created in the C drive. So it's asking for the confirmation, and it also providing the details of what exactly going to be happen, these files is going to create, and what would be their name, their replication, and all that. So I'm saying yes. You can read all through it. I'm currently say yes and clear screen, and now let's check it out, the file in C drive. This is a subscription file. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create one share folder, and through the share folder we are going to share the file, a subscription file, so that I can I can get this file in my hub transport server. So basically in the real environment we do the stuffs like this, as like this only. We need to share the file. Anyway, it will be in the internal network, then we have to share the folder, share the file, so that through hub transport we can get the file and can configure it. When you go with the properties, it already is shared. Now let me copy this particular subscription file. So it's being added in the share folder. You can see the status share. Now let's move to our hub transport server. Okay, currently I'm in the hub transport server, and in the hub transport server let me access this share file /10.10.10.20, and let me copy this file into my desktop here. Okay, I have copied this into the desktop. Okay, that's done, the process. And let me add this file into the C drive. Let me cut that in the and add in this C drive so that it will be quite easy for me whenever it asks me to provide the particular provide the place where it has been copied. So let me go to the EMC Exchange Management Console and Microsoft Exchange on premises organization configuration, then go through the hub transport. In hub transport we have to click new or edge subscription, and here is the wizard. And when you go to the Active Directory site, when you go with the browse option, click on it, and yes, default first site name, because in my case this particular Exchange server is the only default site, so the same will be selected. If you have multiple Exchange server serving multiple things, so you have to select according to your requirements and as per the environment. Now subscription file, so as it will be quite easy for me to find out the link where it is, so just simply click on C drive and select the edge subscription. Okay, so it's already being selected. Now you can see it's in written, it automatically creates send connector for edge subscription. It's already being checked out, and read file is already done. Now subscription will create it, and it will take some time. Okay, the process has been started. It will take some time. Pausing my video. Okay, so it takes some 1 minute 17 seconds, but the final conclusion, it's already been done. And you can check out the EMS command, Exchange Management Shell command completed. You can select the command for future references if you require to run EMS, and it already warned you that it requires the hub transport server in Active Directory site to resolve IP address for S01 Tech Engine TV. So it has to be, it needs to be connected, so it asks you to allow the port number 50636. So 50636 is required in the firewall because it needs to be connected, as we have checked it out in an NX lookup that indeed it's able to connect, and that's why there is no problem. So it has to be, you have to check it out whether the edge transport server and hub transport server is both connecting or not. So this is how we able to create edge sync. Hope you learned something from it. Thanks for watching.